Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the Goon Squad garage, and today we're going to continue working on the Lamborghini Aventador SV. As you guys seen in the previous video, we kind of just got a little curious with the super cheap kit, and we ended up ordering it, and then we compared it to our most expensive kit that you can get, the SVJ conversion kit. And we gotta say, that one right there is pretty hideous right there, and the one that we got is kind of beautiful, and I think it's gonna work a lot better than that one right there for sure. But right now, today, what we're gonna do is not really focus too much on the aftermarket parts until a little bit later. Right now, we wanna crack open some original parts, the quarter panels. We wanna slap them on the left and the right side and kind of just see how they fit up to this door. That way, we wanna make sure that this door is not out of whack. And the same for that side. And then after that, we're gonna start lining up the aftermarket kit to the original body panels and just see how it all lines up. See if it's actually gonna work for us, you know?
See how the body panels line up, and we can actually test out how our frame job did right there before we weld anything up.
That's gonna allow us to know if we need to do any more major pulling. If we don't have to do any more major pulling, that's gonna be awesome. All we're gonna have to do is clean that up a little bit, do some welding, and get it nice and painted and make it look original. And also, before we actually crack open those quarter panels, we do got to replace this original frame bar right here. So we actually found out that that's not going to work for us. That's from an older model. So it'll mount on the frame side over there and also to the tub. But then a bunch of these other mount points for the quarter panel are not going to line up. So that's what we're going to start with, is probably crack open that box, swap it out right quick, and then we're going to crack open that wooden box of Aventador original quarter panels, slap them on, and see how everything lines up. Alrighty guys, so check this out. We finally marked up both of our quarter panels, and I gotta say, it is looking pretty dang good. It's good to have some original parts. I mean, just look how beautiful that looks. Everything is fitting up almost OEM. Of course, we gotta do a bunch more adjustments. That'll be here in a little bit. But guys, we threw on this frame bar right here, which was $2,000, just because it has some sort of electrical fuse box on it. That was an upcharge of like $1,500, because this one I think was like $500 right here.
Yeah,
man.
$500, has the fuse box that we needed, and I believe the bracket area right here where the hinges screw on are a little bit different. But the fuses are now all connected, man. So hopefully our engine light cuts off.
Dude, hopefully this thing just fixes itself miraculously,
honestly,
dude. I think that's definitely going to do a lot of changes, but also that bar just fit up a lot more better. All the holes just lined up perfectly. And then we managed to throw on this quarter panel right here. I got to say, it's almost there. Look at this right here, man. We just got to bolt in a few more things, and that gap is going to be perfect right there. But the main thing that we were looking for is how the aftermarket stuff mates up to the original stuff. And look at this angle right here. It is almost almost there, dude.
Couple bolts and this thing will be perfect.
Dude, I am telling you. So we still got to straighten out a few things underneath. So the thing that's holding it back right now, or kind of having it out of whack, is the bracket that holds this radiator. When it wrecked, it kind of squished it upwards, or it moved it around. Same for this side over here. We threw on this quarter panel, or we mocked it up, and it's a little bit worse. If you look right here, we got ourselves a little air brake. Look at that, dude. That's restriction right there.
That's really bad. And you can kind of tell how that bracket's bent right there in the radiator. So if we put in new radiators, we can straighten out those brackets, and I say this thing will fit up perfectly.
Yes, sir. That's the next thing that we're going to do. We're going to find both of our radiators, and also we're going to straighten out these aluminum brackets, which should be super easy to do. And then we're going to get these quarter panels fitting up flawlessly.
Dude, we're almost done with the car, man.
We are. Look at this sucker right here. It's looking amazing after we straightened out a few things in that quarter panel behind it.
Took off this bent banana radiator, and which actually caused the whole entire quarter panel to not fit because that bracket was bent up. We straightened that sucker out, popped it back in along with that brand new radiator. The fans and everything was still good. Everything bolted up nicely, and the quarter panel actually was sitting nicely on that. We bolted it down. We bolted everything, even the rear aftermarket bumper, which look at that line right there, man. That is like OEM right there. We just messed around with it. It's not perfect, but we managed to screw it in, and that's better than any aftermarket part I've seen.
Yeah, that is really good. I wouldn't say it's 100%. I'd give it about 98% because we had to mess with it a little bit, but as for the other parts, man, they are flawless.
Flawless. The side skirt just went down perfectly. All the holes lined up. The body line right here with the quarter panel looks amazing. All we got to do is just like put one or two bolts right there, and they'll be OEM looking. The quarter panel in this extension piece is all OEM, but look at that gap, man. That is just beautiful.
That's the most perfect gap right there. And open and close the door right quick. Look at that, man.
Dude,
it's phenomenal, man.
I'm telling you, just a little bit more bolts and a little bit of like messing around, and we're gonna have this car completed. We're gonna be painting here soon.
I know, literally, there's not really that much more left. We got to do the exact same thing on that side, and then we got to take it back apart, and we got to weld up a few things and get it perfect.
Weld up those cracks, throw in all the coolers and everything and exhaust, and I'm telling you, dude, we're gonna be ready for paint. It's insane to think about it, but look how quickly we just put this whole side together.
I love it, man. And I love how this gap worked right here along the bottom. We do need to adjust a little bit, but man, that is a perfect gap, dude.
Dude, I'm glad that these aftermarket parts are fitting just right. I mean, so far everything is looking good. We still got to do this whole entire like trunk and the wing and stuff like that. We'll see how all that fits, but tail light, like we mentioned, everything just looks great, man.
Yes, sir. And we're about to do the exact same thing onto that side over there. That way we could throw in that cooler for good. That way we could fill the system up with some coolant and be able to move this thing around.
Be done with it and just focus on the body, and that's it pretty much.
Alrighty guys, so check this out. We got this sucker looking better than ever. We got a lot more body panels on, a lot more aftermarket parts on, and of course we replaced this radiator right here and we straightened out that bracket, and this quarter panel just literally fell into place. Look at this gappage right here. That is perfect right there. No more air brake, and everything else just fell into place as well. These original panels, this little extension piece, this original scoop right here, which I think we're actually going to use that because I noticed with that aftermarket one, the hole is a lot smaller. This right here is going to allow that V12 to breathe a lot better. So we might just fix the damaged one that we have over there, you know?
100%. We want the original airflow to flow throughout the whole entire engine bay, and that's going to be way better, I think, you know, the original stuff.
100%. The more original parts you can throw at it, the better. But look at this right here, dude. I am just surprised how well this bumper fit up on this side over here with this quarter panel. That right there is 100% better than that side for some reason. And I'm guessing that maybe it's because there was less frame damage on this side and everything just kind of just works together, you know what I mean?
You never know, or these just aftermarket parts are not perfect, you know what I mean?
That's true, but man, scoot back just a little bit and show them how well it looks from like down here with the taillights in and everything. Dude, that's why we did this SVJ kit right here, because of how insane it looks. I know the SV looks pretty sick, but man, there's something just about this that just gets me every single time. And with the exhaust out the center right there shooting flames, it's going to be unreal, you know what I mean?
Dude, definitely. It's going to look legit. It's already looking legit,
It's looking legit right there. But you know what? There's a few fitment issues that we're having. Of course, we already talked about this side over here. This original panel is not lining up with this roof. And also this lid right here, which fit up perfectly on that side, is not wanting to fit up over here, which almost leads us to believe that maybe this carbon fiber work might be off just a little bit, because we also did some measurements from corner to corner, and it's off about like 1/8 of an inch, which is kind of like crazy because, you know what, it's going to definitely throw our gaps off quite a bit if it's not perfect.
So we'll probably have to end up adding a little bit more right here and a little bit more right here and just doing some sanding work. Shouldn't be an issue, just a little bit extra work that we're going to have to do. And this piece is good. We measured it because this is an OEM piece as well, and it's not lining up. So there's a few little things that we'll probably figure out a little bit later.
Yeah, that should be really simple to do. We'll take care of that a little bit later, but there's one other piece that's giving us a little bit of a hard time, and that is this SVJ wing base right here. If you look right here, it's not like you could definitely tell it's way off right there. Another air brake situation, but if you push down, it falls into place, but then it lifts up that side over there. We just got to kind of just play with it a little bit and see what's going on the bottom, or we might even have to heat this sucker up and flex it, because I think it's like too flat right now. It needs to be like this, you know what I mean?
We just bend the corners down, so we may end up heating that thing up. I know carbon fiber, sometimes you can heat it up and kind of flex it a little bit, so we'll give that a shot later.
Yeah, we might put that to a test right there. But also, another thing that it could be is maybe our framework on this side could be a little low. So I think we will eventually get this sucker on the frame machine one last final time, just to make sure everything's 100% and just measure everything, get it set perfectly level, and maybe we might have to do some pulling. But I highly doubt it. I think it's definitely this kit. But as of right now, I think what we're going to do is probably move on to the next thing, and that's finish up the cooling system in this section right here. So let's go ahead and pop off this rear bumper, complete the cooling 100%. That way we can drive this sucker around, and then we'll just go from there. Fired up. SVJ style. Valves are currently closed right now. We just decided to zip tie the valves closed. See what it sounds like. We got a bunch of stuff accomplished, but we'll go over that later. Let's just see what this Aventador sounds like with the SVJ exit. And I'm ready when you are. We need that rift exhaust right there. Got the coolant in it. Got the radiators on. Got the exhaust on. That's a temporary exhaust right there.
Temporary, man, but I want it louder.
Hey, cut it. Cut those valves. We got zip ties. I thought it was going to be a little bit louder, but that's way too quiet. We're just going to cut the valves open. Wow, dude, it actually sounds pretty good with this Chinese exhaust right here, which didn't fit up at all, man. That was the toughest thing to do, man.
Worse, and it's still not fitting up correctly, like where the flanges meet and stuff like that. It just does not seat properly. Maybe because that's a rift like header too, you know, so it's not like wanting to get on there. But you know what? We got it on there enough to blow whatever is out of there because it's burning that stuff up.
Dude, it looks so epic out here. Of course, we are going with the rift exhaust, and he's gonna make it for us. That way it mates up to the rift headers and it comes out SVJ style.
Oh yeah.
But that's just temporary. That's just to actually be able to drive it around and it not burning stuff on the inside there.
100%. Just temporary exhaust with the kit right now. I mean, everything was looking good. I wish we would have like buttoned everything up, but dude, this just took so long to get that exhaust on there and everything else with the coolant and stuff like that.
Yeah, we also went ahead and welded all the aluminum. So basically whenever we did the framework, we didn't weld the stuff up. So we decided to go ahead weld that stuff up. That way we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about anything because those coolers that we put back on, they're on there for good. They're not coming off anymore. They're 100% where they're supposed to be. And now we can just slowly work our way into painting process.
Yes, sir. Dude, I gotta say, even with that exhaust right there, that's temporary, this thing is obnoxious.
Imagine a rift exhaust. It's gonna be absolutely insane.
A titanium exhaust is gonna sound insane, dude. I gotta say, this is the only car that I've had to close both ears on in order to record those revs.
I'm telling you, man, it almost hurts your ears even inside the car.
Really?
I love it. I wish it needs to be louder. I mean, it's gonna be louder.
Oh my goodness.
This is just perfect for what it is.
But hey, guys, we ended up actually just pulling it out. You know what? It's always good to kind of move your car around because it can get a little stagnant in one corner. And there's a huge mess going on inside.
Huge mess. I mean, half of the garage is a mess because of how many body parts we have, first of all, and trying to piece this thing together here and there. But look at it, man. It's coming together. Compared to what it was to what it looks like now is just like jumping the ladder ahead.
Dude, look, within a matter of one video, we got it looking like a legit SVJ. It's looking good. It's smoking all over the place. I don't know what that is. Probably just residue.
Coolant everywhere from removing the coolant like 100 times in this thing.
Yes, sir. But hey, it's looking good. And in the next one, we're going to probably test fit all the body panels, right? The front bumper too.
The front bumper is going to be absolutely insane.
But guys, with that being said, that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Definitely drop all your comments and thoughts down below. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.